So, if you're over 40 and you still have a dream, right, but you feel like time has passed, that it's too late to start something new, that no one will care what you've got to say, right, this video is for you. Welcome back, I'm LJ. In today's video, we are going to discuss why now is the perfect time to start a YouTube channel. And I'm going to let you in on some of the mistakes I made before taking that leap and going all in, so that you don't make those same mistakes. Okay, because just because you're over 40, it doesn't mean your dreams are done, right? If anything, it means you're just beginning, right? Life starts at 40. That's the new one, right? You've lived, you've experienced, you've learned lessons along the way. You've survived heartbreak, job losses, addiction, illness, grief, betrayal. You name it, you've went through it. And guess what? You're still here to tell the story. Okay? This means that you have wisdom. And wisdom, especially now, is the most valuable currency on the planet. Okay? The world is changing at a rapid pace, and people are no longer wanting these perfectly curated Instagram reels and videos. No, they're looking for realness. They're looking for authenticity, right? They're done with this fake bullshit. They're looking for true connection. They're looking for someone who's walked the path that they're on so they can get some light on it. Right? And your story might be the exact blueprint someone else needs to change their life. Right? And YouTube is the most powerful storytelling platform on the planet. Right? And I always use my experience as examples because I don't have anyone else's experience. I'm just me. Right? So, let's me rewind 7 years ago. I was at rock bottom, right? I was lost in addiction, depressed, disconnected from my purpose. I felt like a true failure as a father, a partner, and as a man. I'd lost my body, I'd lost my identity, I nearly lost my family. And I honestly believed that it was just over for me. Okay, but then I had a spiritual awakening, right? That kind of shook me out of this 40-year slumber, right? And it was a true, piercing, powerful realization that there's more to life. Okay, this isn't all there is, right? And that just maybe, right? Maybe I could still do something with my life, right? So that experience opened a whole new world up to me. Okay, a world of possibility. Now, the first step was I got sober. I started healing. I went deep into this personal development, spirituality and a work journey. And for the first time in my life, I started to feel some sort of peace within. Okay. And I had a lot of realizations. And one of the biggest one was the pain, that I went through. It wasn't a punishment. It was actually preparation. Okay, so everything that I went through, the trauma, the addiction, the self-destruction, it wasn't the end of the story. It was actually my path that led me back to my truth, my strength, my purpose. Right? And in that process, I created the first real vision for my life. And you know what was one of the first things on my list? Was to start a YouTube channel. Now that was probably about 6 years ago. Okay, maybe close to 6 years ago. So but I didn't start it then, right? I let the exact fears and doubts that I'm talking about in today's video hold me back. Okay, I told myself the same stories. Who am I to do this? I'm not ready. What if nobody cares? Blah, de, blah, de, blah, blah. Right, so I waited and I waited. Okay, and I did experiment here and there, but I still never went truly all in because I just didn't have that belief. Right, but the call would not go away. Right, and it's about 18 months ago, I done a process, intuitive process. I got guidance to start, but again, I still never. Right. So anyway, now here we are. Right. I'm 2 months into this YouTube journey, going all in. Right. I don't have hundreds and thousands of subscribers. I'm not here boasting about views and viral videos. But here's the truth that I have in my eyes. I have already succeeded. Because every day I wake up excited. Every day I feel aligned. Every day I'm creating content I love, serving people with my story, my energy, my truth, and in the hope that I can help someone else. Right? And this is how I know I'm living my purpose. Because if money was no object, I'd still be doing this, creating, sharing, serving. And yes, it was scary to start with. And of course I doubted myself, and I still doubt myself now. Right? and my mind is constantly trying to convince me that this is pointless. But you know what? I get up and I do it anyway because I love doing it, right? And the feeling that I get after a day of doing this, I'm more energized at night now because I know what I'm doing is aligned, right? And starting this YouTube channel is easily been the best decision I've made in a long time. So if you're over 40, sitting on years, maybe decades of wisdom, experience, insight, and that untapped creativity, please listen when I say this. It's not too late. You're not too old. Your voice still matters. And your time is right now. Okay? Not waiting until you're ready. Because if you wait until you're ready, you will never be ready. And you'll waste 6 years of your creative ability like I did. Okay? Because you're perfectly positioned right now to thrive on YouTube. Right? And so think about it. If you're over 40, you are already primed for immediate impact, right? You have life experience that people desperately need, and they need that realness, right? You know what pain feels like, so you can speak to it, right? You've likely figured out what you care about, what you don't care about. You've got stories, perspectives, and a whole host of mastery in something. Now, this could range from anything, right? Whether this is cooking, parenting, fitness, relationship, mindset, mental health, carpentry, musician, teaching, spiritual guidance, healing, a hobby, anything that, whatever you're passionate about, the possibilities are endless. There's always someone out there who needs to hear your voice. Okay, YouTube is a tool, right? Your story is medicine, and someone out there is waiting for exactly what you've lived through, so you can share that knowledge or guidance to help them, right? And this doesn't have to be about like what I'm doing, where try to help people focus and step into their purpose, and just live their best life. It could be anything: how to play the guitar, how to play the piano, how to fix a watch, how to do anything. There'll be somebody looking for that. Right, YouTube is the number one. When people go for how-to videos, right, they go to YouTube. Right, so right now it's the best time, especially if you are over 40, because the data backs this up. If you're in your 40s, right, this is the prime time, because even if you check the statistics, right, the the second largest audience on YouTube, right, is between 35 and 44, I think it is, right? And that's the global viewership, right? That means that it's a massive number of people that are actively watching and engaging with your content, right? So, and also when it comes to making money, right, the peak of creator success is over 40s as well, right? Because that age bracket, they have the life experience, the emotional intelligence, and the niche, whatever you call it, expertise, right? So you've lived through more, you've overcome more, and you have more knowledge and wisdom on a lot of topics or uh, hobbies or whatever it is. And that makes you relatable, trustworthy, and it makes you deeply valuable. Okay, and if there's, I can't remember the statistics out there, right? But the biggest domains, especially, I think it's on YouTube, is business coaching, personal growth and transformation, tech, advanced tech and hobbies, life advice and wellness, parenting, relationships, health and finances, right? And I'm pretty sure out of those, 5 or 6, whatever I said, that there will be a category that you fit in, right? And those topics, they require maturity and wisdom. Yeah, that's why you're not going to get an 18-year-old talking about life advice and wellness or parenting relationships. That's just not going to happen. Okay, so this is why somebody over 40 is going to, really thrive on YouTube. You've got depth, you've got real stories. And right now, someone needs to hear those stories. Someone needs to hear them from someone like you, because your voice, it matters, right? Your voice truly matters. Okay. And you might be thinking, well, there's already someone out there talking about this. Who would want to listen to me? Because that's what I said. Right. But you need to understand, you know, YouTube is about uniqueness, about branding, personal branding. And yes, there's going to be others out there speaking similar topics. And guess what? That's a good thing. That means there's a market. That means there's a demand. But what's going to make your channel different from the rest or more powerful? It isn't just what you're saying. It's who you are and how you're saying it, right? Your personality is your brand. Your voice is your authority, right? Your presence is what's going to magnetize people to you. Okay, because YouTube is not just a platform for education, it's a platform for connection where communities are built. And this is why I'm doing this. I'm looking to build a community so that we can all come together. Right? People will tune in just to see your face. And they'll come back because how you make them feel. They'll follow you because of how you show up. Your realness, your passion, your imperfection, and your unique perspective, your authenticity. And this is why it's so important, and I'm not saying don't go and do a faceless YouTube channel. That's up to you. But I think if you're over 40 and you truly want to make an impact in here, people need to know you. They need to see you, and that's what it is. People connect with people. Right? They want to see your expressions. They want to hear your tone of voice. Want to feel your energy, because then you become more than just a voice. You become a companion, a mentor, a trusted guide. Right? And guess what? You're far more likable and relatable than you think. Right? I really had so much fears and doubts about myself, but your lived experience, your unique worldwide view, your humor, your vulnerability, these are all branding gold. Okay, you don't need to be the best, right? Just need to be authentically you. Right, that's what builds a tribe. Right, it's like your vibe attracts your tribe. Right, that's what attracts loyal subscribers who genuinely care about what you've got to say. And that's what, when I started this, I said to my friends and people who knew that I was doing it, don't just follow me for support. Only follow me if you want to kind of join in the community and support, because I'm not chasing, vanity metrics. I'm really looking to build a community of people who share the same interest. And there's people out there right now, they're waiting to hear your message, right? And they're waiting for the way that you deliver it. Okay, so YouTube is the platform that gives you that stage, right? No one else has lived your life. No one else has your perspective. No one else has your voice, your pain, your breakthrough, your delivery, your flavour, your uniqueness. Okay, nobody else has that, only you. You're the best you that you could ever be. Nobody else could imitate you better than you. And this is why personal branding is so important. It's not some polished, edited, filtered, corporate, kind of thing. It's a deeply human, authentic, heart-centered way, right? And personal branding it's ongoing, right? It's you showing up. And this is why I've committed to my first 75 days. But going forward, I'm probably going to continue to do daily videos or really regular, because I truly love it. And it's not about perfection, it's about connection, because I know I've got so many things that I could be better. But right now I'm just focusing on showing up and delivering the best that I can deliver. Because then that's going to build trust and credibility. That's going to lead to me connecting with other people who have got the same interests. Because your YouTube is like, it's like your CV, a portfolio, an audition, right? Okay, everything you speak about, whatever it is, the internet rewards visibility, and visibility starts with you being online, showing your face, being present, right? Because you get to control the narrative, nobody else. You decide, you take back control, right? You don't just let your story happen. You consciously create it and shape how the world sees you and engages with you. Okay, this is what creative power is at its highest form. And this is you building a legacy, a legacy, right? Your personal brand is more than just content, it's living, breathing expression of your legacy, the stories that you tell, the lives that you touch, the value you leave behind long after the camera stops rolling. Okay, so it's not just about filming videos. You're building something that your children will look back at. They'll have memories of you. They something that they can be proud of. You're creating a body of work that could outlive you and countless generations to come. So don't ever think it's too late or that no one would be interested in me. Because I promise you that is a lie that you're telling yourself. Because your personality is the brand. Your pain, your healing, your passion, these are the selling points. People are not just subscribing to content, they're subscribing to you, right? And this is why your voice matters more than ever. Okay, and there's so many benefits to YouTube, right? But the one that I've experienced like recently the most, okay, is it's the impact on, don't get me wrong, impact on other people, but the people around me, right? The people around me, but also the impact it's had on me, because it's put me into a flow state on a regular basis, right? And that flow state is just the best feeling in the world. It's where time just disappears. You're just fully present, deeply engaged, joyful, and fulfilled, right? And I've done countless amount of, articles and coaching programs where we integrate flow state, and the research shows time and time again, and you enter flow state, there's positive chemicals that are released that they can actually last for days after it. So you literally become a more focused, happier, and motivated person in life. So that means that you're feeling a lot better. Then you're interacting with the people around you a lot better. Your energy's better. So people are connecting with you. So you just feel better all round. Right? And YouTube gives you a reason to create. Okay, because when you're creating from passion, you're in alignment, right? And that alignment changes your life. It truly does. Okay, so it's about just taking that step and getting out there. Set your intention, stay consistent, and transform your life. Because think about it, you have the passion, you have the wisdom, you have the life experience, and hopefully after this video, you'll have the belief that YouTube is for you. Okay, and if this is the stage that you're at, okay, this is when you start to set those clear goals. Why are you starting this channel? Right? Maybe it's to share your story like I am, to help heal others. Maybe it's to build a coaching business or sell a course. Maybe it's to simply just express yourself, to create art, to turn your passion into a stream of income. Right? Whatever your reason is, it's about having the clarity, because that matters. Right? It could be a hobby, it could be a business, it could be a spiritual practice, a creative outlet, a legacy project. But it's about defining what success looks like to you, and know that you'll always feel like you're falling short, right? But it's about just going for it. Set the intentions, right? I want to inspire 1,000 people to believe in themselves. I want to build a community about conscious living. I want to make $5,000 a month through my passion, right? Clarity gives you direction, and direction then gives you the momentum. Okay, and yes, there's different ways to monetize on YouTube. That's something that I'm still in the process of learning about, because as I said, I'm still very new at this. But my whole reason for making this video is I know how in a short amount of time, YouTube's changed my life, and I know if it's changed my life, it can change your life. Right? There's ad revenue, there's brand sponsorship deals, you can sell your digital products, affiliate marketing, coaching services. There's so many different ways to make income. It's not just about getting the 1,000 subscribers and I think it's 4,000 watch hours. There's so many different ways. And as I go on this journey and I start to learn more about it, I'll share about it. But right now, I can't tell you the exact how much money you'll make doing this, that, or this. But the thing is, there's so many opportunities. YouTube makes millionaires all over the world, right? And yes, it at the beginning it might be slow, okay? But it's about the compound effect, okay? Because your first 10 videos might get 5 views, 10 views. But see, your 50th video, that could be your viral video where, boom, you've just hit another stratosphere. I've seen people get 20,000 subscribers overnight, right? Just because their videos, tapped into the audience, what they were needing at that time, right? So it's about believing in yourself, believing in what you have to offer, and then consistently show up, right? Consistently beats perfection, right? Whether you're uploading once a week, twice a week, whatever the pace, right? Just commit to it. And right now I've committed to daily for 75 days, right? And I'm going to commit to that. And yes, you know what? It's difficult and it's a lot of work that goes into it. But you know what? I love doing it. I love doing it, right? The more consistent you are, the more discoverable you become. And consistency breeds familiarity. Familiarity breeds trust, and trust breeds community. When you keep showing up with your face, your message, your truth, people begin to know you. They recognize your voice, your tone, your vibe. And that's when loyalty is formed, right? And there's a secret most new creators don't use to their advantage, right? Your audience will literally tell you what they want next. Okay, use your comment section, right? Like go ask people, right? What's your biggest struggle like now? What would you like me to cover next? What resonated with the most? How can I serve you? Whatever it is, you know, I've done a couple of videos over the past week where it's been from the comment section, right? Build a channel that builds you. Your channel will evolve. So will your message, but so will you. And this is the key, set an intention, show up authentically, stay consistent, listen to your community, and let everything unfold, as it's supposed to, through inspired action. YouTube isn't just a platform, right? For me, it's been a transformational vehicle for personal growth within myself in a short amount of time. The confidence, the joy, the fulfillment, the energy, the meaning, the impact, it's unbelievable, right? And yeah, maybe people say, oh, well, you've only been doing this a month, but who cares? I've been consistent every single day and I love what I'm doing and I'm not slowing down. I am only going to speed up. But if you think about where I was a month and a half ago, I was sitting in my office every day, looking for signs, meditating, you really tapping in. I didn't know where my life was heading, a month and a half ago. But now I'm crystal clear and I'm loving life. So if you're sitting there thinking, you know what, this is too late, it's not. That's the biggest lie, right? Okay, it's not too late. People will listen to you, right? You are interesting and you will have plenty to talk about. I thought that I wouldn't have any ideas. My goodness, I've got plenty. I've got lists and lists now. They just keep coming because it's like I'm constantly looking at them. I see something, I notice something, I read something, I watch something. There's always, inspiration coming up, and it's just about documenting and writing everything down and keeping a track. Okay, you have everything that you need within. You just have to let go of the fear because the fear's a lie, right? There's thousands of YouTube creators out there who build thriving communities simply by just being themselves. Okay, people who just share their story, their hobbies, their struggles, their passion, right? You don't need to be a guru, right? I am not a guru. I'm just an honest guy who's sharing what I've learned for overcoming the obstacles in my life, right? There's someone out there who is one step behind you on the journey, and to them, you're that lighthouse. Okay, and it's so easy to get started, right? You just, use your phone, your phone, record in natural light, talk from the heart, right? I don't have a fancy studio. I created this from a shed. I put some wallpaper on. I've got my phone, but I've also got a laptop that I use. I don't have all fancy, cameras and all that. No, I just started, with what I had. And that's all you have to do is you just have to, you can start with your phone. Right? In a first video, right? Why I'm starting my YouTube channel at 41 or 42 or 46. Tell your story, be real. That's all you need to begin. And I promise you, then the inspiration will come. Just, do what feels right for you. Just keep going one video at a time, right? You're not too old. You're not too late. Okay? You're not behind, right? You've just been waiting for this moment right now to finally express what's in your soul, right? YouTube isn't just a platform. It's your stage, your healing, your mission. The world needs your story, your voice, your wisdom. The world needs you, right? And you deserve to create that life that lights your soul on fire. So today, hit record, right? Don't wait till tomorrow and let your purpose unfold. Okay? And yeah, that was a slightly different video today, but you know what? I was just sitting after meditating, just thinking how blessed I feel right now and how excited I am about the future and how, how my whole life is transformed in a short amount of time. And this was the whole reason for this channel is to share this journey, is to share what's going on with me. And that's where I'm at today. So I'm blessed and grateful for you watching this. I'm blessed for the subscribers who have subscribed. I'm blessed for everything that I have on this journey so far. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Okay? I truly love you guys. It's another video here and you can subscribe here. I'm just so caught up in the excitement, but have a great day. Take care. Ciao.